Hello, how are we doing today? Let's see how my lighting looks. Look a little bright. Oh, I forgot to clean my glasses. Hopefully I don't need my glasses. Tried a new set of lighting today to hopefully not turn me into a green or bright orange purple dot. See how this one goes. I'm really struggling with the lighting on this. So, where did we finish off yesterday? I know I had a bunch of to-dos in the code. So we were trying to get from the localhost file new ASP.NET Core MVC app to this, and decided to rewrite a lot of it mostly because this is a web form app and it does a lot of work behind the scenes. And now we're trying to want everything to be API focused. So I started off with just a new app with it. And if I lower the lights a little bit, Alexa, set office lights to 50%. If that helps. Looks super bright on one screen to my left, so see if that changes it a little bit. It looks like it. I got some background. Looks a little better. So there's a lot of code behind in here. We're trying to make the UI as quote unquote dumb as possible and have the API do anything we need to. So yesterday we worked on getting the theming to work and starting to add the menu components. And as we started to get it to work, it started adding a lot of to-do items for things that we need to fix. aka I need to fix. Make sure we got that one. And we'll probably want to add one more to-do list for this. Oh no, that one's good. We got all the to-dos working the way we want. Okay, so let's get this started and see what it looks like now. And depending on what it looks like, it should look pretty basic. I didn't change anything last night. I literally shut down and went to generate the YouTube video and realized that the software I use, Camtasia, does not support the FLV file format, which is something I read helps speed it up to convert to that when it's rendering, but it didn't work. So I went back to generating an MP4 file for this, and then I do the encoding at the end. So I had to hit play, Joe. Hit play. Sitting here doing idle chit chat, and I never hit play. And that appears we're good to go. The API is up. Now let's go and bring up the web UI. And I'm going to hit debug just in case something else pops up. But this should be good. It takes a second or two since I didn't build it yet today. I tried something new because I've been having issues with the stream not really loading the right way and getting bandwidth issues, even though I have high bandwidth. I started the computer 15 minutes early and let it, or I should say, shut it down. Then I started it up for this about 15 minutes early to let background services and everything run. So it looks like this is good. Now if we go to TechEdEventsInfo /2013, should be themed in our blue. So we got the blue working. We got the home, feeds, local links. Oh, this is not a drop-down. It'd be a drop-down. So I have to look at that. There are some changes between the version of Bootstrap I'm using and the I was using and the one now. So I have to clean that up. So let's go and do that. While we're at it, we can get this from changing it. So I'm going to create a variable here called conference name. Our conference. So let's do it up here. Bar conference. Stop it. Forgot how to type in the last 20 minutes. Name equals. I always get the syntax wrong, so I'm just going to do it conference. Okay, I'm just going to do conference is null. Local version should be a question mark here. I get it right on the first shot. Because most of the time I just type the if statement and let ReSharper fix it for me, and I finally learned how to do it. Hey, I get big boy pants for this. Conference dot name should be good. Cool. And let's change this here to. I don't need this anymore because I really don't. I don't need that. So we are going to just call it at conference name. And where is that other part? Somewhere down here. Just copy out this. And then the title is generated here. We validated Bootstrap or Font Awesome Works. I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this and just call it the name. So we're good. Why are you not working? Oh. Before we continue, let's go and just double check that this works. I really wish I gotta figure out how to not have to hit start and rerun. It's supposed to do live loading, but I really forgot to look into that. And it should start up a new tab once we're ready. Yes, it did. Ooh, I'm gonna check to see what the background said. Make sure it's a local host. Hit refresh. Good. Tech ed. Perfect. So we got it working the way this site looks. Ignore the thing because we're using a different version. But we got that. We'll have to do the favorite icon, but this is supposed to be a drop-down list as well as that. Well, this one not yet because I didn't create that one. So I am going to do get bootstrap.docs to see what I missed. I believe it's /docs. Yep. Don't want 5 because we're not. Ooh, that just came out. Oh, it was in beta. But we're using 4 or 5x. So let's go to layout, I believe it is, or maybe components, navbar, and drop down. There it is. What I usually do is copy this out and then paste it in here so I know what it looks like. Then I'll change the names to protect the guilty. So as you see right here, it's a new class called Dropdown, which was added. And then there's a drop-down menu that populates. So we want this to be called feeds. And then I don't need a divider or anything. So this should be good. Drop-down menu. Div. Oh, it's a div now. That's why. These are just anchors, so I can tweak those. C. Just change these into anchors. Get rid of the list items. Ignore the IDs. I kept them on there. I don't know if I need them or not from the previous rendition. Now it should be good to go. Why is this failing? Oh, because I need this div here. You do not copy, or when I copy and paste it, I change it. So I need this li here. That's why the formatting was off. No, I did that. Li here. Last div. Feeds. And then, oh, this is a div. So this is a div. There was a class to it. What was the class, Joe? The class was drop down menu, navbar drop down. C. It's not seeing that because I took out this div somehow. And needs to be, oh, is this a div or list item? List item. I think I said this yesterday, but when you start these, it's really hard in the beginning to get it to work. But once you get it to work, you don't change it because it's finicky. It's also, I haven't really used it in a while, so I don't really remember how it does. But there's great docs, so I can just refer back to the docs. Let's stop and rerun, and hopefully we got back this as a drop down. Yeah, good. It says local version now. Close you. I didn't want to close it. Let's do real tab. Just wanted to refresh you. Cool. So feeds is there. This is not playing correctly. So I still don't have the menu 100% right. So let's do this. Let's pull you up, move you over here, get you here, and compare. We got nav item. We got nav item drop down. So we're looking here. The nav item drop down toggle button. So all that should be fine because I just literally copied it. Div class drop down menu area labeled. Oh, all these anchors need a class of drop down. Very wordy. Control Z, paste new spot. B, B, B. I think I have the words there. Yep, just not links. Save. Start. Should probably delete the other list item. Let's do that before I forget. Oh, I can actually see here. Here they go. It's working. And then if here, just get it in color. And there we go. Cool. So that menu works. The other menu's not working here because I actually have to pull the links. There's a database table called local links that I'll pull from. So that's where we talked about yesterday, being able to pull in the current event, or what I call it, main event, I think it's called, or conferences at the higher level. And then we have the actual event. Right? That's how I worded it here. The conference is the main event. Each conference has sub-events, so I need to grab all the local links for them, which actually I should have, right? I think that's a property here. So let's do, just double check. Conference dot local links. It is a property. So let's create those. We'll probably go back to full screen for this and stop the web app and go here. So I will borrow this here and then change it. Copy the full thing. Full V. Yeah. Copy the full thing. Let's call this local links. And then here is what we need to change. So let's do a for each. And we're going to do var local link in conference local links. Conference should not be null. Doing that. We'll ignore that for now. We have a check up here that say ultimately if the conference is null, it'll probably fail because the conferences is because conferences we're not redirecting, so it doesn't know that the conference cannot. Do I need to change this? I could do a whole bunch of null checking for it. Let's just do this. Just a section. Let's do if not to conference is not null. Here. Now, technically, we don't need to do this because we are checking above, but little compiler squiggly lines. So we want to build an anchor, a class equals drop down item. Don't need an idle. Title equals at local link dot title href equals at local link dot URL. Oh, I had alt text in there. Weird. I think that was it. See the at local link dot name. I had alternate in there. I forget why. Oh, one thing I want to add is just the target blink. We want to keep them on the same page. Target equals underscore blink. Let's save that. I can delete these because I don't confuse it anymore. Hit save and debug it. If you notice, when we get to here, bring you back, the local links is gone now because I had something that says if the conference is null, don't show it. And I, in theory, can do that here, but we're never going to get to this page. Ultimately, we're building out the events page. There'll be a separate page for managing events and stuff for the admin. So let's go here and close you, close you, close you, refresh you. Now our local links is there, and we have our two links, which is TechEd North America and Bing Maps New Orleans. Let's just double check that we only have two items from the database, and we should be good. No, I'm going to go here. And let's go to services. I'm going to bring you up a little bit so you can see more. Where's my services tab? And I don't have a running copy of the DB. So let's go here. And I'm going to do edit data. Show all somewhere. Bear with me, I forgot I didn't have this open. Select star from EventMeetups.local links where main event ID equals 8. Additionally, return 2 for here, and it returns 2. TechEd, the actual site, as well as the local. It's good. What else do we need now? I think we knocked out like 2 or 3 to-dos. That's awesome. I honestly didn't think we'd get that far down. Let's see. Need to generate that. I don't know if I want to do that right now because I don't know how we're going to do that, but at least I can do this part. We can do this. We're going to probably want to change that. And this should be, let's get rid of these menus because we don't need the menus anymore. The IDs. Ref equals / calendar. Get rid of view. href equals / r. I'm pretty sure this is not the URL we want. We probably want this. And it will fill out the rest as long as we're not in subpages. Let's see how that looks. I still need the to-dos in there. We can figure that part out. The URL looks right. Let's see what happens when we go here. The URL is not right because I want to include the TechEd 2013. Technically, I can do that because this is inside the item. So we could do this / at conference dot short name / RSS. And that will work, but I really want to use the routing within ASP.NET Core, so I don't have to do all that. I hit save and restart. Should give us the desired effect. And this is actually going to fail now because I don't have addition to check. Yep. Which I expected, but it should work for this one. Assuming the app didn't actually die. Yep, it says 2013 RSS Atom, 2013 calendar, 2013. Cool. So let's just go and fix that. Testing there to make sure we don't do it. So if conference is not null, let's do that. You're probably saying, well, why don't you have both these together, Joe? Well, because you might move around the menus in here. I mean, this is right now the way they are. So it should be good now. Now the local host one will work, even though it's not really a valid event or valid conference. Yep. Now those are not there. We'll probably just do these also. Let's refresh this bad boy, make sure that still works. We are good. GSS local is still working. Nice. What did I change these? What is this set to? More tools, developer tools. We're going to probably clean this up later. Honestly, I don't know if we're going to clean that up online. I'm just going to do this. It's kind of boring just to watch that. H2, H3, so they're all right. Cool beans. What else we got in our to-dos? Build out the map page. Actually, let's see if we can get the RSS feed working. What have we got? About a half hour. I believe I have the libraries all working. It's just a matter of actually using them. Let's get this out of here. So much edit spacing. There's my to be, separate separate that out. So let's go to a browser window and at the nav bar, just this. And do, what would they used to be called? ASP.NET or they're no longer handlers. You don't have to create them. You can actually just turn this into a page, but it doesn't need all that extra fluff or crud with it. Middleware is simpler than HTTP modules for handlers, except for ISS, roll middleware configured using code rather than web config. I know that. Middleware processes in different order. Yes, I know that. So we want to create a module. This. Show middleware. Okay, we can at least start with that basic work and see if we can get the RSS one working. So let's go here to this. Stop you for now. Go to our Explorer. Keep complaining in the views. Oh, because I got a bunch of errors. Not worried about that right now for all these 3 pages that we have yet. So once we build them, the red will go away. So we can just ignore those for now. And let's go to the root. So we have the multi-tenant middleware and extension. We're going to actually refactor these and move. Let's go. Let's get rid of you. Honestly, I think I can just copy this as the starter for it. So let's do Control-C, Control-V, and we are going to call you multi. Middleware will stay the same. Oops. Let's do Syndication middleware CS. C, Control-V, and we're going to call you Syndication middleware extensions. I know, Joe, you're original. So let's change this to syndication. Use syndication. Use middleware. All this does, this extension, it just allows us to do dot notation to just say app dot use syndication middleware, so it's a little bit clearer as to what we're doing. Change you to syndication middleware. Syndication middleware. You to syndication middleware. And we should be good. So here's where we actually want to do the work. And I believe for our syndication, we need a list of events for a given conference. So I should be able to play on this conference right here. So let's do this. If context dot conference, or no, dot items dot contains key conference, we're good to go. So if this fails, we just want to return. Okay. Next is our conference. I think I need the meetups for this. Actually, I need the meetups. I need the conference and meetups. Bar conference equals context dot items dot conference. Now I really got to convert these two values as domain dot models dot conference. If conference is null, turn. It's complaining it's red because I have it declared below. Probably just delete all this because we don't need it anymore. Let's do var meetups. I'm going to need an event service or a meetup service here. So let's do that. Read on my meetup service score meetup service. I don't actually need this because it's already in the context. Let's call UI meetup service score meetup service. Okay, meetups equals meetup service dot get meetups for conference ID conference dot event ID should be wait. What are you complaining? No, don't like that. I'm not used to the syntax for pattern matching. To me, that's a lot less clear. Okay, if meetups is null, return. So here is where we want to generate those. So I'm going to need the package for it, which I think I put it in NuGet. So let's double check. There's my NuGet. Stop. So got web syndication. And I want to add that into here. All this does is it can generate the RSS and calendar feeds for me automatically because I use this a lot in many different projects. And hopefully you can see it. So let's do that. Click add. Minute, and it's there. And honestly, I forgot the syntax of it because I don't do it that often. So let's go and take a look at the project. I don't have it documented yet because I just converted them over and then moved on to the next shiny thing. Web syndication. I don't know if we do it here. Huh, no tests. Look at that, Joe. Bad Joe. See what's in the source RSS. I think this is all. Actually, I want to just open up the folder in there. So I stopped clicking around. I'm going to need to create, I'll just do get feed, header, and items. Yeah, there are two of them. Syndication feed, get feed, syndication header. That's the same signature. How is that possible? Public static. Oh, stop it. What am I missing? Public static, syndication feed, get feed, syndication header. Oh, my enumerable RSS item and view. Okay, so need to create a header. So var, let's create the syndication header. I don't know how many times I typed that word wrong when I was building out. And get the list. Get the feed items. Let's do var header equals new syndication header. Description equals conference dot RSS description. Generator equals EventMeetups.info. Language. I don't think this one actually matters, but I'm putting in title equals conference.rss title. Okay, so now we have our syndication header. Now we need the items. So var items equals RSS dot generate feed, and we're going to call it the header. And we want to specify a meetups dot, I think it's just meetups. I think that supports the group. E-type access. I thought Meetup implemented it. Oh, I wonder if I have to create it. I thought that interface did it. Let me go check the domain. If not, then I have to implement that. Where are you? Where are you? Enter. We're looking for. Oh, I don't implement the interface. Ah, killing me. Killing me. I didn't implement the interface on purpose. At least that's the easy thing to say since it's not there. But if I remember correctly, if we look at here, a lot of that was hard coded into the domain. So we go domains generated. One of it was actually in the web. I have a separate one for it. What do I do here? Process request, get route data. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Got main event, built that out. And then feed reader. Oh, where do I get the feed items from? Logic, the main event, get. Oh, there's a 2 RSS here. See what that does. So I generated it myself. Gah! That's nasty. Okay. I have to clean this up because you can see it's not in .NET 5 or core related. So we'll have to turn that into helpers outside the midware. So I'll just let midware call out to these helper methods and go forward with it. So let's just do that. We'll have to do the same thing with this. Okay. I thought I actually had a method that already implemented those. I could probably use AutoMapper to translate those. Maybe that's what I'll play with. Get AutoMapper to map that event or meetup, as I put it here, into a RSS syndication item that's required by the other. And I can just translate them. Ooh, that's going to be a nice little side thing for Thursdays. We'll play around with that with Thursday chats and a little bit, not late, but here. So let's just put it to do. Do. This work into a separate class or method. Do put that below here. Okay, maybe AutoMapper to convert meetups to list syndication. Cool beans. I'm just going to set this to null now, or let's just do you. Just to see if we got the middle key. Let's go on startup. Here. We want that afterwards because we need to have the tenancy middleware first. Use syndication middleware. And now I need to add. No, that's wrong. That's not going to work. It won't. Middleware runs, but I only want it to run for a certain URL. We're going to want it to stop, but I really only want it to work with a certain, / RSS. So I'm going to have to look at that to see how we figure that part. Bring him to middleware. Okay. That'll be my next thing to figure out. And I think we'll spend on that on Thursday for try it out Thursday. We're going to try to convert this handler to real middleware. That's all I got for today. Like what you see, hit the follow button or hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and follow me on any of the social media outlets listed below: Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. It's a pleasure. Have a great day.